Hello, my name's Sam Coleshaw Robinson and I'm from the Live Well practice here in Nottingham. I'm a mindfulness coach and a clinical hypnotherapist. My background is in secondary education and further education, where I used to be an IT lecturer, and I had a change of career when a member of my family became anxious. I was looking for ways to help them really. And I was absolutely bowled over by the way hypnotherapy and mindfulness can really help us with in our daily lives, with anxiety and so many other different things. So I'm here today just to talk about how you can bring mindfulness into your daily lives. Now, mindfulness, the concept is not a new thing. Meditation and mindfulness has been practiced in the East for thousands of years, and it was kind of westernized by a scientist, John Kabat-Zinn, who he wanted to make it a bit more accessible to our Western cultures, and he cultivated mindfulness. And he defines mindfulness as the awareness that arises from paying attention on purpose to the present moment non-judgmentally. So what does that mean really? It means that you don't have to be particularly zen to be mindful. You don't have to be sitting next to a waterfall or a pile of stones. You can bring mindfulness into your daily life. So I'll give you an example. When we're mindful, we're not time traveling. We're not thinking about what you're going to do, what if this happened. We're not ruminating or dwelling on the past. We're just being in the present and just noticing what's going on around us, because we spend such a lot of time doing those other things. So I'll give you an example. We can drink mindfully. So I'll give you an example of this. We can do it together. You can pause the video and get a drink if you like. I'll do it another time. So let me just get my drink. So I have got a nice cup of tea. Now on here is the Cheshire Cat from Alice in Wonderland. And I used to be called Cheshire. That used to be my nickname at school because I had a big grin, which is quite a nice nickname, I think. Anyway, so first of all, it's just coming into the present moment. So perhaps just taking a breath or two. That can help ground us. So now I'm going to bring my awareness to the weight of this cup. So I can really feel it's there. It's a hot drink because I've got tea in it. So I can feel the warmth of the cup. And this cup is shiny, so I can feel the texture of it as well. And then as I look into it, I can see the liquid, which is brown. I can see the light shining on it, and I can see it moving around as I move the mug a bit. And as I put my nose into it, usually it helps me if I'm trying to smell something to close my eyes, because it focuses more on the sense of smell. Now that is actually making me salivate because I like tea. So having a sniff, and then I'm going to taste it then. Okay, so as you taste, you can feel the warmth of the liquid on your tongue. I can taste that kind of tannin tea taste, which is almost a bit bitter, isn't it? But mine's got oat milk in, so that's balanced out with the sweetness of the oat milk. Obviously I can't talk at the same time as I'm doing this, but before I swallowed, I made a conscious decision to swallow, so I didn't just glug it down. Because sometimes when we eat and drink, we can just, you can literally pour this drink down and you don't really appreciate it or notice it. So you could have been drinking anything really. But if we spend time, especially if we're having a break, when we're working or just in the middle of something, if you want to break, if you really focus on your tea, that's doing this mindfully, and that can be a way of enhancing the practice of being in the present and bringing your awareness there. Now, the benefits of doing things mindfully are that we appreciate things and we enjoy them more. So rather than just glugging that cup of tea down, if I spend time enjoying the tea, it makes me appreciate it more. So I'll give you another example. We can do mindful eating. Now I'll do this with something here. Now I'm just going to call it an object because I don't want any preconceived ideas of what it is. Now you can do this with chocolate or something you like if you don't like this object here. So the idea with this is to approach it as if you were from another planet, say if you were an alien and you'd never seen this object before. Now this is similar to the way artists draw things. The way I might draw a chair is I know this leg goes here and I know this leg goes here. But they only draw what they can see without the preconceived idea of what that object is, if that makes sense. So let's do that with this. Now, as you can see, I'll come a bit nearer. You can see this object. So either you can pause this video or you can go and get your own item of food. So we're just going to look at this object. So first of all, before touching it or anything, just notice the colour of it and the light reflecting on it, and whether the colour is consistent, whether it varies at all within the object, because it's a natural object, this one. Sometimes the colours vary rather than something that's produced in a factory which has a constant colour, like my banner behind me, for instance. So the next thing is to just turn it over in your hand, have a look at the other side, have a look at the texture, and look at the inconsistencies of the shape. And as you feel it now this time with your fingers, just notice whether it's smooth, is it bumpy, is it sticky, are some bits hard and some bits soft. And just notice as you move it around, the light reflecting on the different parts of it, any pointy bits. So we're really, really committing this to our awareness. So for instance, if we were going to draw it or distinguish it from another one of these, we'd be able to do that. So the next thing to do, and I won't be able to do this with you because I need to talk, is, well, I can do the first bit, is bring it up to your nose. Again, sometimes closing your eyes is good to enhance your sense of smell. Now, does anything physical happen to you as you smell this? For me, like with the tea, it's making my mouth water. And also, what thoughts are coming into your head? Is it reminding you of anything? And are you getting any feelings from that? So the next thing to do is to just place the object on your tongue. Now I won't do that because I can't talk if I do that. If you place it on your tongue, and then again just notice anything physical happening there. Is it making your mouth water? Move it around your mouth. See if it tastes different anywhere. Is it getting softer with the moisture of your mouth, or is the texture staying the same? And then taking a bite with your teeth as if it was a knife, but don't chew it yet. Just notice anything happens then. And then before you start to chew, just make that decision that you're going to chew it. Chew it very slowly, moving it around your mouth. And just noticing the taste. What happens to the taste? Does it become more intense? What type of taste is it? And then before we swallow, again, we're going to make that conscious decision to swallow. And as we do that, just following the object down and following it until finally you lose that connection with it. And then noticing what is left in your mouth. So noticing the taste that's left, anything, so noticing what's left in your mouth. Okay, so this sort of thing, if you were doing a food tasting, there are tea tasters and chocolate tasters, and people do this with smell for perfumes and things. They're called, this always makes me laugh, they're called a nose. People who smell for perfumes, who've got a really good sense of smell. So doing this really mindfully makes you appreciate your food more. So you don't need so much of it. If you think about if you go to the cinema and you've got a big bag of popcorn, a big bucket of popcorn maybe, and it's before the film starts and you're just watching the film and you're eating the popcorn, by the time the adverts, we're watching the adverts before the film comes on, by the time the film comes on, you look down and probably 2/3 of the popcorn might be gone, but you think, you're hardly conscious of that. You don't really remember eating it. So that's why they have these supersized sizes of things in places like cinemas, because people want more of them, because they're not really present while they're eating them. So mindful eating can make you really appreciate your food more, which means you probably want less of it and you enjoy your food more. And that's obviously a good thing. Right, so the next thing I'm going to show you is mindful walking. Now, if you do this outside, it might make you look quite funny. But you can do it inside in your own room, so that's fine. So I'll just slip my shoes off for this, I think, and I'll move the camera down. Let's see if I might need to come further down actually. Hopefully my camera's not going to fall on the floor. Okay. Right, so I'm just going to do this. I only need a very small space because it's going to be a very small movement. So mindful walking this is. So you can do this for a few steps if you go for a walk. So we're just going to notice the movements of our feet. So we start off by lifting our foot. So say you're lifting the right foot. So feel your right heel lifting off. And notice how your weight goes more into your left foot and the front of your right foot. And you can feel it going to the ball of your foot, your little toe, in your big toe. And then you go to move your foot so it lifts off the ground, and then you feel it, the weight goes into your left foot, feel the weight on your right heel. And now as you start to step forward, you can feel the weight going towards the front of your foot. On your back foot, you can feel the weight going into your toes as you're moving. Okay, so if you do this with me, you can feel it. And then the weight is going into your front foot, the whole of your foot, and it's coming off your back foot. And then you lift your back foot, and your foot is on your big toe. Nearly all of your weight is on the right foot, and then you move your foot forward, and it's on the weight is on your left heel. And you can do that. You can do this for about 10 minutes. You can do some very slow steps one way, and then you can go backwards. So my weight is still in my right foot and the weight on my left heel. So I can bring my left heel up, and I can start to step back, and I can feel my left big toe going down into the ball of my foot, and the weight is transferring into my left foot, and I can feel my weight coming back off the whole of this right foot, starting to go back into my heel as I move backwards. So you get the idea. You can do this for about 10 minutes. I mean, you can do it for half an hour if you want to. If you're really feeling anxious, this kind of moving and bringing mindful movement into your body, bringing your awareness into your body, can be really beneficial if you're feeling anxious or if you're feeling in quite a low mood as well. So just to summarise really, mindfulness, you don't have to be particularly Zen, anybody can do it. You don't have to have your mind blank. That's the thing people think of. Oh, my mind's too busy, I can't be mindful. You can bring mindfulness into moving, which sometimes is an easier thing to start with. Or you can start with eating or drinking something. Or you could do it, you can do it with listening. You can listen to music mindfully if you're just closing your eyes and just focusing on the music or a sound. It can just be a sound. And it doesn't have to be an exotic sound. It can be the sound of the bin men when they come to collect your bin or something. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope it's encouraged you to think about bringing mindfulness just into your daily life. You can start off your day by cleaning your teeth mindfully. Or having a shower mindfully. So many times we're cleaning our teeth and we're not really conscious of doing it. We're just thinking about our day ahead, our to-do list. And the to-do list is still going to be there once we've finished our shower, and we'll still remember it. So just noticing the water flowing on you, noticing how it feels on your body, noticing the warmth of your shower. All these things are things that we can do every day to just help us become a bit more mindful. And these practices help train our brain so that when we're having those times that are enjoyable, we can be fully present and we can start to really enjoy them more. So this is Sam Coleshaw-Robinson from the Live Well practice, just talking about everyday mindfulness. There's some contact details below if you want to get in touch or if you've got any questions. Thanks for listening.